What's up, y'all? Gonna update you on my next topic video, and it has something to do with emotional blackmail and slash um character assassination. Now, I'm gonna be really blunt in this video, and I'm just letting and on a heads up for those of you who actually watch my videos. Thanks for sharing so far. In due time, my you know fan base or whatever you call it will grow. Um, if you fuck with me, you fuck with me. If you don't, you don't. If you think somebody's coming from a space of this or that, you obviously need to work on knowing them. So just keep in mind that not everybody who tries to be real with what they're talking about, especially when it comes to really deep, dark stuff. These are people who are really courageous people. They're not and want to make a point on how to fix it or the solutions and all that stuff. Um, and are about morality. These are people that are very strong people, and you can call you what they want. You can say they do this, they do that, they this and that, but at the end of the day, they're doing something that you scared to do. You know what I'm saying? So the key is to focus on yourself, focus on what you're doing, and there's sometimes where you are misunderstood in your approach to people, especially when they don't get you. They be like, whoopty whoop. When really they should be checking somebody they do have conflict with. That probably caused that on them. Every action has a reaction. There's no way in hell that you can convince somebody like me that I don't have an attitude for no reason. Until I tell you, and it's only if I tell you. And that's for anything. That's when you know. If you don't accept that, that's on you. And I don't mind you not even calling me. We can basically part ways if that's the case. Because you accomplish narcissism. You accomplish bullshit. You accomplish catering to a motherfucker's feelings. All because they have what you value, which is superficiality, shallowness, entitlement of control of motherfuckers who not only are nonconformists, but they drive the point of trying to control you. So then they'll flip everything on you. Pay attention to who's around you. They'll flip everything on you and say you're crazy, you don't know respect. Yet they're always on the phone, putting people down. They'll like if you just had surgery or if you got hurt and it's right as you got hurt and they say nothing's wrong with you, that's neglect. Especially when it comes to a kid. That's not tough love. That's neglect. You know, that's neglect. If you are days off for surgery or you days off with like an injury from whatever, and somebody that you live with, which is crucial to your stress level and your well-being and all that stuff, tells you in a disgusting attitude that nothing's wrong with you, try your best you can to ask yourself and choose whether or not you're going to turn that to a positive or to a negative. It's all at the end of the day, it's all about choice and about the and also by individual. That video um is going to be uploaded later on today, and this video is just to update you on it and give you a little bit few corners and hints on what's going to be like. And um, I'm going to address people who, as a side note, I'm going to address people who use the word hate as a way of reaching when they don't like something you said, on top of it actually having a lot of validity and truth in it. They just label it hate to try to devalue how truthful it is. We're living in a very sensitive time now. You have to understand that. Um, Not everybody's sensitive for the same reason. My way, my me, if I'm a sensitive person, my way of being sensitive probably is different than yours. You know, so my thing is that there's people out here who try to twist who you are and twist what you say. They will try to look for some understanding, whatever. That's your goal. That's your approach. Um, everybody that you talk to and interact with be like, oh, I'm not talking about everybody, as in like the people that you really don't get along with. I'm talking about the people that you can go to for solace. Oh yeah, you're being whatever, understanding whatever. But that person that you talk to who said you're trying to be a victim, don't even waste time even checking it. Especially if you have a history of checking people in the first place. And don't get scared. Before I even get it, don't get scared on people like this who twist your character, assassinate your character, who do things to try to make it seem like something's wrong with you. Because there's more wrong with them than is wrong with you. And life is not about finding what's wrong with us. Life is about finding us, first of all. And if you value certain shit that don't accumulate happiness, then you would eventually find it from a self-explanatory standpoint. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, you can't change people. You can only make them think. You can change people, but you can't change minds until that mind chooses to change. So if you're around people who are hella closed-minded, I'm talking about beyond the third degree, and you're very open-minded, it shows, and they'll say arrogant stuff like, everybody knows this, everybody knows that. You're like, what? The way you are, whatever. No, no, no. Everybody is motherfuckers that I don't even talk to, having a relationship with. Second of all, you aren't about morality. You're about gossip. You're about not even just gossip. You're about framing people in a certain way because it doesn't fit what you want them to be. They're so real you can't stand it. They're so authentic. They're so real. They're so about it that you can't stand it. And even if you kill them, it don't make you right. Killing them in any way, spiritually, emotionally, even physically. Because when you choose to live a certain life and you stand on it from a integrity standpoint, don't be even if you're afraid. It's natural to be afraid from things you're afraid of, but don't back down. Always keep coming back. If a motherfucker got you cornered, try to beat them the next. Try to defeat yourself within the next go round in another way. The art of war, Sun Tzu, a strategy to it. So it's gonna be a heavy ass topic. I know this video is really really long for somebody who's updating it. I'm gonna be uploading skits soon, and we do all kind of stuff on this channel. But for those of you who watch my videos, like my friends or people I met online, whatever, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm in the garage right now. I'm trying to get back on my feet financially, try to do my thing. And yeah, I'm going full throttle. I got a show later. And maybe I'll post it. Who knows? But I just want to say shout out to everybody. I think you think you're the only one going through something until you start talking about it, sharing it, whatever. And you realize you be surprised how many people from random places relate to your stories, relate to the ups and downs, relate to the shit that you had to put up with in your own household. That people who who portray as victims really are the victimizers. They they put you in a position to be a victim. So if you don't know no better, all you know is victimhood. So you're gonna walk around feeling like life is against you more than it is with you because you've been programmed or you program yourself to be like, I don't know no other way. I gotta put on the freaking defense. I gotta put on this damn guard. Even with people I know, even with your own siblings, I gotta put on the guard. Because at the end of the day, you really don't know who people are. There's layers to people. There's many, many layers. Only you know what you've been through. Only you know what you've been through. In your shoes, the things you've seen, the things you was exposed to at a young age, why you are the way person you are today. Why is a parent saying you had no manners when they're the ones that raised you in the first place? So how is it that you blame the kids for everything, even the small things, but you hold no accountability whatsoever? And anybody who defends that parent accomplishes through bullshit, neglect, ignorance, and just foolery. And I'm gonna just say it like this: birds and the feathers flock together. If you think you get truth from rumors, you shouldn't even be talking to me. You shouldn't be talking. You don't get the truth from rumors, especially when it comes to a person like me. When you're a person that's complex, you can be a good person, but let's say like you're complex. And also, I'm going to say most people, most of the time, you don't have to say you're a good person. It shows. Um, you can be a good person and be complex at the same time. It just means you're different. It just means they don't understand you. They should tell us to the best. The most dismissive thing to tell someone is, or call somebody is, I'm paraphrasing, is that they're crazy. No, these people are not crazy. They're strong people. That's how I feel about like a lot of people. Like a lot of people get put on blast and like made the villain stuff. They the villain until they revealed as the hero at the end of the story. And that's what's hilarious about when people put you in a bad light, but really they don't want that full of shit and fake it till they make it. The type of motherfuckers that would act like they live a whole holiness lifestyle or put on the front of like hi, but really they full of shit and they fucking hate on motherfuckers that ain't them. They overly judgmental. They be on the phone, they fabricate who you are, what you've been through. If they don't know, they still know more than what they think they know. So it's all kind of shit. They don't even know they're doing it because they don't even know it themselves. And these are the same people that try to tell you to look in the mirror or do this, do that, do this, do that. They don't even understand that a person who's self-aware can be governed. A person who's self-aware can be governed. If you decide not to wash the dishes, you decide not to wash the dishes right now. You say in your mind, I'm gonna wash the dishes later. It's not, I'm not gonna wash the dishes. But you can reason with somebody who has no conversation skills. Their husband or wife or whatever can't even reason with them. They have no compromising skills whatsoever. They're insane people. And yet they call everybody around who they in the household with, as far as in the household. Or even on the low, even if they know you, have a great relationship on the low. They call you crazy, they call them crazy, they call them crazy. That's the key word, crazy, 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 crazy. No, no, no. You are what you hate. You're crazy. So I'm gonna end this video on that. Can't wait for this new topic video. And question. The definition of a rebel is somebody who has self-educated and thinks. And even when it comes to death, do not be afraid to say and do what the fuck you need to do to spark balance upon this fucked up world, in this fucked up world. Try to look at things from a positive standpoint, but most of all, a balanced standpoint. Don't don't act like shit ain't there. Keep your third eye open, and um, yeah, like on the surface, you may seem like a certain way, but once a person gets to know you, and understand your reason, whatever, even if they don't agree, they'll determine whether or not you're a good person or not. But it's not up to them; it's up to everyone else, and it's up to you too. It's not up to one person. Especially when that person um doesn't even know your reason. That person just sees people who judge you off of action and not like are open minded and analyze the reasons why. They're just ignorant to what they don't know. Like when you curse somebody out, they're like, "Why you did that?" Or somebody you know in the household. To them, they don't know better, but they don't understand that that person that they cursed out, that's the only thing they know how to respond to. That's the only thing they know. It's kind of like it's kind of like putting somebody in their place with what they know. You can only reach people with what they know. For me to reason with somebody like that is almost impossible. They'll even if your tone's not high, they'll some people who have a household use justification as I pay bills, or as an excuse to do the shit they do that's scandalous. Even if they take care of you, all that stuff. This is what makes people who be like, they took care. No. It's beyond that. That's like saying, that's like trying to tell me like somebody who, that's like telling me that at least the guards in jail take care of y'all and you are no. That it's a form of prison when people say at least they taking care of you or at least this takes care. No. It's deeper than that. If you never watched the movie Matilda, watch it. The way the teacher treated the main character Matilda, who was a little girl in school, really young. The way she treated her is the ideal way. If you're moral, it's the ideal way. the way principal, I think that's her name. The principal of the school was an exaggerated form of somebody who's just completely like fucking total wreck, and she just wants to cause chaos and stuff. She's obviously insane and corrupted, but there's some people who are slick with their corruption. You know what I'm saying? So she put Matilda in this closet called the Chokey, and with nails and stuff sticking out the door, and she was staying there for hours. And she has a history doing it to kids when they act up, or when they you have to be not even act up. You can be on your best behavior. She can nitpick at what she don't like about you, and it goes that far. That's the thing with some people who are trained to do that in our own spaces or whatever. But one thing we have to stop doing is being overly critical of each other negatively, and stop trying to set unrealistic expectations that don't fit who we are, and just let us be who we are and accept us who we are, as opposed to getting mad and having an attitude about what we when we choose to do our own shit. You can't expect somebody who doesn't have a college degree or even a diploma. You can't expect a person who has a diploma to wake up every morning motivated when you're telling them that they never gonna mean nothing and all that stuff because they don't do what you think they should do. So, you know, you may be called this, you may be called that, but at the end of the day, just because that police been knocking on your door because you checked somebody in your house who's trained to go against you because that person learned that from the system with this it's designed to separate us even more. Don't even trip. When you get older and wiser and more uh, affiliated with that type of knowledge, and you be surprised how relatable what you going through is, you be like, I can't even be mad at that person. Can't be mad at it. Can't be mad at it. Set up questions like, where you been? You just want to ask me where I've been so you can criticize with what you don't even know. So you you never acknowledge what I do good in my face, which boosts in relationships, it boosts testosterone levels. See, this type of knowledge they don't know. These people around you, they don't know. If they don't know, especially if they don't want to know, it's a huge red alert. Stay the fuck away from this as much as possible, and let them say what the fuck they want to say about you. Call it if they want, because it's their prerogative, and you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Rep, love ain't shit without integrity. They preach love, they preach I forget you, all that stuff, but the shit they do in between, a lot of that shit ain't fucking justified. They only justify because they're ahead of you right now, survival wise. They get away with this shit because they're slick with what the system is set up, like laws and stuff. They slick enough. It's not that it's not that it's like a bold racist person versus a slick racist person. It's kind of like that. A bold intelligent person versus a slick intelligent person. I don't even know if that is a great comparison, but there's many ways of what we are. So the key is to be mindful. The key is to choose whether to be mindful or not of how you strategize and how you operate and move as you get older. There's gonna be times when you snap, and there's gonna be times when you sit back and relax and be like, "It's not gonna solve anything. I've been through this before." Um, but the most laziest responses you'll get when you're a person who's self-aware is somebody says, "Oh, get over this, get over that, get over this brutality happened, this, get over the verbal abuse, get over the fact that you have no idea what this means when somebody that you're supposed to be close to and connected with gives you their energy, not even just through words, through their attitude and being. Their presence alone is so low, their vibration is so low that it rubs up on you. So what happens if you're on the phone? You have an attitude, you shut down because what you're around. You don't shut down in general. You don't shut down. You're shutting down because of what that person is saying or what they're doing. It's not that you have a self-esteem problem. Not always. It's not a person that has a self-esteem problem. It's the illusion of self-esteem problem and the illusion of something's wrong with me and the illusion that what they've been taught by that abusive parent or their abusive spouse. But I'm ending on here. It probably was a topic video, but it wasn't. Thanks for watching. I don't know if this was a long ass video, but I had to get all that out. And you know, you don't even have to disrespect this type of person. It could be obvious. You could just outsmart them. But that person is so used to so used to controlling their environment, especially when it comes to women. Know what I'm talking about. Women know those type of women. Men know those type of women, or women know those type of men that are the same type that when they're not in control, they go to extreme to show you that they're in control. That is all a power struggle. It's all a control struggle, and no matter what their reasons is, like my friend said, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. There's no way in hell most of the time a closed-minded, ignorant motherfucker is going to outsmart somebody who's open-minded and just as educated and just as intelligent and just as worldly intelligent. But the reason why you think they're losing is because what they're giving you, which is falsehood, conviction of notice. Oh, that's not true, whatever. Like the conviction, the face is convincing, right? But it's not about convincing them. It's about standing your ground. Whatever happens, happens. It happens, whatever. But I'm telling you right now, this is my message. It's natural to be afraid when you are this person that you aspire to be. But you just can't give a fuck. And you can't give a fuck more than you should. You gotta be like, it's all or nothing. You gonna take me out, take me out. Because it ain't about me at the end of the day, always. It's about the bigger picture. It's about setting an example. It's about leading by example. Whatever you on, that's about what I'm saying, or more, like whether it's an activism thing, whatever it is that can relate to this, be about it. Because, people who just go based on word of mouth are not the type of people, not everybody who goes on word of mouth, but those type of people who use word of mouth too much, they forget that there's more to what they heard. There's details, there's reasons, there's protocol, there's this and that. Like, the more aware you are of that, the more easy it is to actually understand before you judge. So, pay attention to the person in your household that's overly criticizing you and just fabricating your life because you don't have a job, or you have a job but you look for a new one. They're like, oh, you didn't find a job yet, and they just with this nasty attitude. Just look at how they react. It is not that even if the intention is good, they want you to do good, whatever, but their delivery is fucking horrible. And maybe the intention is to get money from you because they don't like it's whatever the intention is. Let me not say on that. Even if you tell them, say this person, even if you tell them that you're doing this and that, they still try to like make the argument of, oh, you need to try harder, you need to this, you need that. It's like, first of all, I already told you what it is, and now you're gonna keep dragging out on me not looking for a job, all that stuff. You not doing. First of all, you're not type. I don't care. Even if you kick me out, I don't give a fuck. You gotta be like that. You gotta stand on what you stand on. There's people who try to dominate you with their physicality because that's all they know. I'm not saying that's a good or bad thing, but when you have too many fights, you don't give a fuck no more. Either you don't give a fuck no more, or you think you're invincible. Either you don't give a fuck no more, or you think you're invincible. So, and I'm not talking about just physical fight. I'm talking about period. You don't give a fuck what happens because you've seen it all. You know what's going to happen. You know the process. You're like, I expect it because this was worth checking you. Now Once I get out, I'm gonna evolve and work on whatever your route is. But as long as you're aware of why people are the way they are, the programming, what they're learning, why they where they are, you know, it's like if you anybody with some type of sense would just um if you're an honest person would be like, okay, you're looking for a job and leave it at that. Just walk the fuck away. But they just like they'll do things like they'll justify the fact that they have an attitude, especially when something stupid. Like, you didn't you forgot to get the mail, something like that. They just get all this grotesque attitude, right? But when you get an attitude, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Say they didn't rub up you. You just got an attitude on them, needing you too much than they need to, calling you, asking you for stuff that you find in as important, or whatever. I don't care if they young or old. You do it, but you still be like, come on, like whatever, whatever. At the end of the day, the more intelligent you become, the more argumentative you come off as. You just have to manage it and watch. You just have to choose, just be mindful and choose how you operate and move with these type of people. Because these people are programmed a certain way. You gotta understand that. So, you know, it is what it is, man. But new topic video coming up soon. Look forward to that. It's gonna be way deeper and more different than this, but it's gonna be the same feel. So I guess you could say this is part one. But tune in. Thanks for watching. Share, share, share. Like. That helps. And comment if you agree or disagree. If you late. Because like I said in the beginning of the video, like this, you'd be surprised how many people can relate to you when you open up about your stories. Like, oh, tell me this, tell me that. No, no, no. I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Because this, you don't know who I meet. You don't know what my experience is. You don't know where I went through my shit. I don't know your shit. You probably did some scandalous shit that I don't know of, and you trying to keep your rep clean. As opposed to me, who's real about it. If I was that type of person, not that I want to get in trouble, but whatever, whatever. I'm not the type of person to do that shit anyway. So I'm not trying to judge. Well, whatever, whatever, whatever. The conversation continues. So it's like the universe set it up where the motherfuckers who are meant to be in your life will be in your life. Motherfuckers that ain't gonna be in your life. And don't be afraid of this happening, that happening too long. Because if you got through what you went through, whether it's spiritual, emotional, especially when it's emotional abuse, um, suicide attempts, anger issues, temper tantrums, manic episodes, whatever. Um, Trust me, some of us went through that. Some of us, some of us are too aware of the world ourselves. That's why you want to take yourself out at first, because you feel like there's nothing you can do in this. You feel hopeless. That's one of the symptoms of spiritual awakening. You know, depression, bipolar disorder, all that stuff, anxiety, especially anxiety. So, stay grounded, stay motivated, stay in your element. Don't let people try to take you out of your element. Um, when you stand on who you are and your authenticity, nobody can go nowhere with it. It is what it is. You don't like Tony's hair? Are you gonna take me out for it? I'm not his brother. I'm not his brother. I'm me. It's me. When I say you want to do it, do it. It will hurt. You're afraid, but the reality is, do what you gotta do.